Late night tears, what Princess Leonor won't show the camera. The palace sleeps. Spain exhales. But she doesn't. Everyone thinks they know her. Everyone thinks they've seen everything. But they haven't. Because the one thing she guards, is the one thing the cameras will never capture. Not duty. Not protocol. Tears. Real ones. And tonight, they finally mean something different. She is Princess Leonor of Spain. But this is the side she never shows. It begins in silence. Not the royal silence of ceremonies. Not the rehearsed calm of crowns and cameras. But the silence of a young woman who carries a nation on her shoulders before she has even lived her own life. The day ends. The palace corridors dim. Her guards rotate. Her agenda closes like a heavy book. But the expectations remain open, always open. And when she steps into her room, when the lights soften, when the world stops watching, that is when the weight finally presses down. She sits at her desk. The neatly stacked papers from her training. The letters from children across Spain. The reminders of who she has to become. Who she does not have the freedom to avoid becoming. And that's when it starts. Not a sob. Just the sting. That first warm tear that escapes before she can swallow it. Why now? Why tonight? Because today was different. Today, she felt the future closing in faster than ever. She is only beginning to understand that her life is not her own. Not fully, not freely, not anymore. And yet, she still tries. She tries to be normal. To laugh without calculating the moment. To speak without imagining the headline. To feel without fearing the consequence. But tonight, she remembers something. Something small. But it breaks her. It was a whisper from a young girl during a visit earlier that day. A little girl who tugged her sleeve, looked up with round eyes, and said, "I want to be like you." Leonor smiled, graciously, beautifully, like her mother trained her to. But inside, a thought echoed. "You don't know what it costs." That thought follows her into the night. She stands by the window. Madrid glows beneath her. Thousands of lights. Millions of lives. People living freely, choosing freely, making mistakes freely. She envies them, not because she wants to escape her duty, but because she wants to know who she could be, without a crown defining it. Another tear, this time heavier. She remembers her father at her age. How he was groomed, shaped, pressed into a mold before he even knew he was losing parts of himself. He rarely speaks of it. But she has seen it. In the way he pauses before answering. In the way he sometimes stares at portraits of kings long gone. She fears inheriting not just a throne, but the loneliness that comes with it. Her mother tries to protect her. Letizia, strong and elegant, guides her like a whisper of steel behind silk. But even her mother cannot give her the one thing she craves most. A normal life. A youth without cameras. A heart without constraints. And tonight, Leonor wrestles with that truth. She wipes her face. Not to hide the tears, no one is watching. But because she hates that she lets herself feel this way. She wants to be better. Stronger. Exactly what Spain hopes she will become. But she is human before she is air. The room feels smaller. The walls seem closer. The crown's shadow stretches longer than ever. She sits again. Her fingers trail over the folder on her desk. The one marked with her next military rotation. More months away. More discipline. More eyes judging her every step. She doesn't dislike the academy. In fact, she's good at it. Disciplined. Focused. Determined. But training teaches her something she wasn't prepared for. That authority is lonely. That leadership is a kind of solitude. And tonight, that solitude feels unbearable. She thinks of her sister. Sophia, the one person who sees her without the title. Their last conversation replays in her mind. Sophia had laughed, telling her she was too serious, telling her to relax, telling her that the world would not collapse if she took a breath. Leonor had smiled, but deep inside, she wondered if that was even true. Because the world she is inheriting could collapse. Spain is fragile. History is fragile. Royalty, in the modern age, survives only by precision and perfection. And she is expected to embody both. She breathes deeply. Another tear falls. Not from fear, not from sadness, but from the realization that her childhood is slipping through her fingers, one responsibility at a time. Outside, the city moves on. Unaware, unconcerned. Inside, she breaks quietly, delicately, like glass in slow motion. She doesn't cry for long. She never does. She doesn't allow herself that luxury. Because tomorrow will come, and with it, duty, ceremony, protocol, the careful choreography of becoming the future Queen of Spain. She must stand tall, speak elegantly, walk with grace, smile with restraint. But the cameras will never know that the night before, she sat alone, questioning whether she is ready for the life assigned to her. Curiosity surfaces again. Is she scared of the crown? Or scared of disappointing the people who trust her to wear it? She doesn't know yet. And that uncertainty is its own kind of heartbreak. She rises once more, walks to the mirror. Her reflection looks older tonight. Not aged, but shaped. By expectation, by responsibility, by the invisible weight of royalty. She touches her cheek where the tears dried. And she whispers, barely audible, "I can do this." But even she doesn't fully believe it tonight. She turns off the light, slides into bed. The palace remains silent. The future waits. And somewhere deep inside her, beneath the crown she has not yet worn, beneath the titles she has not yet embodied, beneath the duty she has not yet fulfilled, a simple truth rests. She is still just a girl, learning how to become a queen, without losing herself in the process. And that fragile moment, is what the cameras will never capture. Not because she hides it, but because it belongs only to her. Her late-night tears are not weakness. They are release, reminder, quiet rebellion, proof that even destiny can feel heavy when carried in silence. Morning will come. She will rise. She will breathe. She will continue her journey toward the throne. But tonight mattered. Tonight revealed the part of her story no documentary will ever show. The part that makes her real, human, relatable, loved. Spain will one day see their queen. But her truest self, only the night knows. And the night keeps her secrets.